And the rock and roll funeral. Hundreds pay tribute to the king of the Teddy Boys.
5 for 3. And that's it, Sharon.
Thanks very much, Angela. Well, finally tonight, the funeral took place this afternoon of the man they called the King of the Teddy Boys. For almost 30 years, Ron-R.I.P was the movement's unofficial spokesman. He was buried to the sound of blaring rock and roll, dressed in draped jacket and dark glasses. James Cameron joined the hundreds of people who came to pay tribute.
There were tears, but there was dancing too, as Ron-R.I.P's funeral cortege arrived at Edmonton Cemetery to the sound of rock and roll. Hundreds of Teds, Rockers and Hells Angels came from all over the country, united in tribute to the king of the Teddy Boys. Even the funeral director was dressed for the part.
He'd have loved to have been here. It's the one thing he'd really like to have seen. I mean, he loved his music, he loved the celebrations. For him, it's, you know, the ultimate that he goes out as he did, with people enjoying themselves, listening to rock and roll music and remembering him.
It's not supposed to be a sad day. He wouldn't want that. He wants to go off in style, and he is doing that.
His friends say Ron-R.I.P was larger than life. A glance through his scrapbook shows how he lived and breathed rock and roll from his teenage years in the 50s until his death from cancer at the age of 53. His imposing figure made it seem natural that he should become the Teddy Boys' unofficial spokesman.
There's everybody here. There's Teds, there's bikers, anybody that has anything to do with rock and roll sort of thing. Ron knew them all. You know?
Just look around you, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean,
great tribute.
Everybody loved Ron. Ron loved everybody.
I don't think Ron would like you to have been sad. I mean, he loved his rock and roll. We're all down here in gear for him.
He was buried to the sound of Elvis, dressed in draped jacket and creepers, with a guitar resting on the top of his coffin. His last words to mourners, recorded on a tape, were to make sure they had a great party. James Cameron, Newsroom South East, Edmonton.
'53. Teddy boys and girls who knew him in the 50s and 60s headed for Edmonton Cemetery to pay their last respects. Paul Brennan reports.
It was an almost regal funeral procession as more than 200 Teddy boys and Teddy girls walked from the home of Ron Staples, aptly named the King of the Teds, who died aged 53. The procession walked along the Great Cambridge Road to Edmonton Cemetery, floral tributes in the shape of Ron's trademark dark sunglasses. At the cemetery, there was a moving service, with tributes coming from Teddy boys as far afield as Liverpool and Yorkshire. Classic cars and bikes were in evidence, and friends described how Ron had touched their lives.
He'd want everybody to be happy and have a good time and party, and all go and have a good bevy. But yes, Ron he'd be proud of this.
It was a long battle against cancer which finally claimed the life of the king of the Teddy Boys, although his name will live on among his friends. Paul Brennan, Channel 1.